Sing ciao everybody, welcome back. You're watching Vietnam Steve and got a good one for you today. So I've just dropped the kids off at the movies. In fact, it's been quite a busy morning because I've not only had to go and pick them up from the grandparents in a taxi, I've then had to navigate to one particular movie theatre and drop off one daughter with her friend, and then navigate to another girl's house to pick her up and bring her and the other daughter here to this cinema. So they're off to the movies today and going to have a great time, and I'm going to spend a bit of time with you, just letting you know what's going on. And the thing I want to talk to you today about is really how I quit the rat race and conquered life here in Southeast Asia. And it's probably something that a lot of you are interested in, because you're always asking me questions about how did I quit the rat race and conquer life in Southeast Asia. So I thought, why not take this opportunity? Probably got 4 or 5 things I want to talk to you today about. The first 4 are the most important. They're around geo-arbitrage, having a minimalistic lifestyle, getting some sort of income coming in, so whether that's remote work or whatever, and making sure your investments are well looked after. So, going to walk around the neighbourhood here. I'm actually heading 2 places myself. One is going to go to the bank, and the other is for a future part. There's a lot of houses here that are right up against the limestone cliffs that they have here in Ha Long, and they've pulled some of them down, like about 40, and so those people have had to be rehoused somewhere else. And so I'll take the opportunity to show you what happens when your house gets demolished. All right, the best thing to do is to get onto one side of the road or the other, but not particularly in the middle. So the first thing that's most important to quitting the rat race and conquering life in Southeast Asia is, for me, and bear in mind these are all for me, this life's not for everyone, but it's worked out well for me and it might work out well for you. But the thing that comes to mind first up is, the market's very busy this morning, geo-arbitrage. So I've been in Vietnam since the plague, and I've managed to have the income side of things coming from the Western world, and the outcome, the expenditure side of things, coming out in Southeast Asian, in the case of Vietnam, dong. I will go over the other side here because there's a lovely bakery, and I might show you a bit of that. I'm just walking away from the market now, but should see some good sights today. Now, let me pause you there while I get my thoughts together, and we'll get into it. All right. So first up on your hit list, to quit the rat race and conquer the world, is a little bit of geo-arbitrage. So make sure you've got the geo-arbitrage happening. This smells delicious here. So obviously with the video, you get the sights and the sounds, and I just wish I could have smell-o-vision for you, so you could actually smell what I'm smelling, because that bakery smells really good. The second thing on the list is I live a very minimalistic lifestyle. Now, if you stick with me towards the end of this video, I'm going to run through what my cost of living here is for a month. Might not be your cost of living, but I'll tell you how I'm doing it. So with a minimalistic lifestyle, I sort of focus on not buying stuff, and I focus on selling stuff. So I don't buy, I sell. Anything that's not nailed down generally gets the short shrift from Vietnam Steve. I might change hands with you here so you can see the side of the street as we walk along. It's good to have my dulcet tones, but it's also good to have some sort of a background picture for you. So the second thing that I focus on in my minimalistic Steve way is to reuse stuff. So I don't throw out too many containers or things. I don't throw out plastic bags. I'm reusing all of that sort of stuff. I'm a reuser. I wear clothes till they can't be worn anymore. I'm not a fashion icon. And I'm a repairer. So if something breaks in the house or on the car or on me, I basically try and repair that. So don't buy, sell, and of course repair and reuse. Apart from that, I'm pretty frugal, but I won't say I'm one of these super tightwad minimalists. I waste a lot of money on electronics, technology, and those kind of things, but I don't spend on restaurants and high-end other gear in my life. This is not a bad street if you ever do come to Ha Long. This is behind me there, this is a walking street, and I think on a Friday and Saturday night it's all closed off. It's not really a main street, so it's probably pretty much closed off anyway. All right. Just got a bit of a focus happening in the old under the hat here. You know I'm serious today when I've got the hat on. My mother does watch some of these YouTubes, and she says, look, smarten yourself up a bit, son, and don't wear any stupid hats. Now, I only got one hat, so I assume this is the stupid hat. Money coming in, how does that happen? Well, obviously, I've got some investments, and they work well. Specifically for those investing boffins amongst you, I'm invested in high growth. I don't need the money until I'm incapacitated and I can't provide value to this world, and then I'll start drawing on that. So until then, I'm in high growth, and I don't have any debt. So debt-free, and all savings in high growth assets. I hear a few motorbikes behind me. Far out. A few things I've done to earn money, and I don't do all of these at the moment, but I've done them in the past. One is English lessons. You can teach English online here. I'll change my hand so you can kind of see what's happening on the other side of the street there. It's an easy gig, but it's a low-paying gig. It's about $10 US an hour. So if you do 10 hours a week, you got $100. Well, $100 is a fair bit of coin here in Southeast Asia. Make $100 a week, you've got $5,000 a year. That's pretty much going to cover you. Secondly, I run some training events, so I have a profession that I've come from, and people still ask me to run training events. They can be a mixed blessing because sometimes there's a bit of travel involved and they're not paying me for the travel. Well, they're paying the travel, but they're not paying for my time. But they're well remunerated as a workshop leader or a conference keynote. So I do some of that. And in fact, yesterday somebody asked me if I wanted to do a workshop in Kuala Lumpur. And most importantly, it could be online, so that's a great one. They probably pay me about a K US dollars a day. So sort of, you do 10 days training, and that's 10 grand. So that's another way to bring in income, quit the rat race, and conquer life in Southeast Asia. The third one, and I'll come back to the third one because I'm just going to duck in here and get out some coin. I've given all my cash to the daughters, 350,000 dong, which is 20 bucks, to go to the movies. See you soon. Well, I've hit a bit of a bottleneck here. We've got one lady taking 15 minutes at the bank and another gentleman queued up, and I'm here with my trusty card. So I thought I'd get onto the final remote work side of things. And the bulk of my income comes from some online boards and committees that I'm on. So I'm a non-executive director of a number of companies. They pay me a fee to attend their board meeting, and probably runs at 1K US per meeting. So you do a few of those a year, and they feed into the lifestyle here in Southeast Asia. So first up, think about geo arbitrage. So you're making money in your country and you're going to spend it in Southeast Asia. Think about being a bit minimalistic, so try to get in the habit of sell, not buy, and repair and reuse. And of course, think about what are those remote work things you're going to be able to do in whatever locale you're heading towards. English lessons, training events, online committees. Now, there's a number of other things that you can do. You could do YouTube, and you might become popular and get monetized, but really that's just going to pay for your camera and stuff. All right, this lady's come out of the bank now. Another gentleman's gone in, and I'm next. You could do drop shipping, and that's probably something I'll have a look at in the future. So you can find a product that you think is unique, and I see a lot of those products here in northern Vietnam, and then you can drop ship that to the world. So that might be something that you could do, and any sorts of other online sales. So Facebook's a big marketplace in Southeast Asia, and there's a lot of online sales happening. I've got a lady that she's in this street here that runs a women's dress shop and a kids' dress shop, and the online sales are about 5K US a month, so she's going crackers. All right, last but not least, of course, if you've got some investments. Now I've got less than 500K US invested, so I'm not a rich retiree by any stretch of the imagination, but that does churn off some income, and when you're over a certain age, you can draw on that tax-free. So if I do have an emergency, I can draw on that tax-free, but I'm pretty much still in accumulation mode at the moment. All right, let's hope this guy's figured out his PIN number. I mean, you've got to put in a 4-digit PIN, push the amount of money that you want, and wait for it to come out. I can't see what the delay is. I'm going to wipe the sweat out of my eyes because it's really hot here, and I'll come back to you with what's my focus and what do I spend on a monthly basis. All right, money job done. Grabbed a bit of extra cash because I'm going to take the family out for dinner on the weekend, and it's probably going to be a couple of million because there's a dozen of us. All right, where were we? How to quit the rat race and conquer life in Southeast Asia. Get the geo arbitrage happening. Be quite frugal and minimalistic in what you need to actually survive. And always watch where you're walking, because I'm just going to turn around and show you what I just about walked over. So here we have a hole in the footpath, and 6 foot down this hole, it's full of water down there. So don't walk along looking at your camera and step into that one. If you can get some remote income coming in, it's sort of buys into that whole geo-arbitrage argument in that you're making euros or Aussie dollars or US dollars and you're spending dong. When you're spending dong, life is easy. And then your investments have to work for you, so make sure you've got your investments churning the most compounding growth that you can get in the time you've got until you become a burden on society and retire. All right, let's wrap this one up. I've got some focus, and I'll let this guy in front of me go here. He's just decided to cut me off. 3 things I focus on, or probably 6. Health and exercise is 2. Diet and well-being is another 2. And looking after my mind and joy is another 2. So there's 6 things there for you. For those of you that are following along at home, health and well-being, pretty straightforward. I've got a weight problem. I put it on. I walk 5 kilometres a day. I eat fresh food, and I haven't lost a kilo since I've been here. It might have something to do with the 15 beers every night, but you know, eventually that's got to be good for me. As I get older and being a large man, I focus on flexibility, so I'm always doing stretching exercises just to keep the mobility up. And I love walking. I mean, you're with me today. I love walking with you. So here we are. On the diet and well-being, it's probably not as fluffy as some people's diet and well-being approach, but essentially I'm eating fresh and I'm eating at home. So that fixes my diet because I'm not eating crap out at various places. And if I am eating in a restaurant, it's the local Vietnamese food. I'm not buying pizzas and steaks and things like that. For well-being, it's making sure I have a purpose and a task. So you've seen my other video on how to maximise your time in retirement. Divide your day into 3, 7 3s are 21. You've got 21 slots a week to fill up. How are you going to fill them up? And so I make sure that I've got tasks happening in each of those slots. This morning's task is getting the kids off to 2 different cinemas, probably 5 kilometres apart, getting some money out at the bank, and really just getting down to the office and doing the 10 till 11:30 coffee. Right, let's cross the road. Actually, let's just walk down this way because it's easier to cross the road further down there. Last but not least, of course, mind and joy. You've got to have a bit of joy in your life, and I make sure that I have joy every day. That comes for me, it's probably different for you, but that comes through family. I just find joy from the family. It comes through friends. I have friends that like similar things to me, so we love going out and socialising and doing stuff. And of course, had a third one on my notes here and I can't read it. Something about doing what interests me, I think. All right, that's about it. Going to wrap up the first part here, and we're going straight into what it costs to live here in Vietnam. First things first, get across the road, and actually I think I'll stay on this road because I don't walk down this one too often. So first things first, and I've got a whole lot of numbers on my sheet of paper here. First thing first is the rent here. I don't pay rent. I live in a 2-bedroom apartment. That apartment would cost 6 million dong to rent. Now you're going to need to do the maths on whatever denomination you're working in, but I just took 5 million dong out of the bank, and that was 280 Australian dollars. So 6 million dong is going to be close to 300 Australian dollars per month. Right, we're on a crosswalk. Doesn't mean much. Anyway, they think I'm filming them when I turn the camera to them. So 6 million for rent. The water in that apartment depends on what you use. It would range from 200,000 K, which is about 12 bucks Australian, to 300,000 K, which is, I don't know, 18 bucks Australian. So quite cheap for the water. Electricity is the killer, because that can be 2 to 3 million per month, bearing in mind you're paying 6 million in rent and you're paying 2 to 3 million in electricity. Now that goes up with the more you use, but also as it goes up with the more you use, the rate per kilowatt goes up with the more you use. So the more you use it, it's compounding the electricity cost. This month I've felt really hot. I don't know what's going on, and so I've had that air conditioner running on 25 all night. All right, I'll just pause there in case this does have a problem, and then I can splice the next one in. I have a car here in Vietnam, so I don't pay for too many taxis, although I got a taxi this morning. Yesterday's taxi was 100,000, today's was 200,000. I went twice as far. 100,000 dong is 5 or 6 bucks Australian, so minimal to go a long way. But I do park that car in secure parking underneath the apartment, and that sets me back $1 million a month. So while the rent might be 6 million in a hypothetical situation, if you were renting, you'd be paying another 2 or 3 million for air conditioning and another $1 million for parking. So you've got 10 million there tied up in domicile. Fuel, depends where you drive, but the fuel is $1.20 Australian per litre, which is probably about 80 or 90 cents US per litre. So it's quite cheap. In Australia, the fuel is double that price. But we probably spend 2 or 3 million a month on fuel. That's 130, 150, 180 Australian dollars. And there's building fees back where I live as well. So they have like a body corporate, HOA, that runs at $1 million a month. So if you're keeping track of all of these, they would come to 6 million for the house, 300K for water, 3 million for electricity, so that's 9.3. Parking's $1 million, 10.3. And the building fees is $1 million, so 11.3 million dong. The phone's 200,000 K for my phone plan, which is $12 or $13 Australian. And the internet at home is 1,000 up and 1,000 down, so it's very fast internet. And that's 400,000 K, so that's probably 15 bucks or so. The one that I've missed is food. Probably spend 10 to 12 million a month on food. So all up, I don't know what that came to. Oh, that came to 10, 20, about 20 million. I told my wife that it all adds to about 30 million for 4 people, and she said that's about right. So 30 million is 1,100 US for 4 people. So it's not bad going. I actually try and bring in a double that. So we're bringing in double what we need. We're spending half of it. 1,700 Australian, 1,100 US gets you to where you want to be. Now, that's not for everyone, but it's been working for me, and it might work for you. Thanks for liking, thanks for subscribing, thanks for sharing the video. If you're ready to pull the trigger and come to Vietnam, and haven't found anybody that is yet, so I'm probably asking the wrong question. If you're happy where you are and never want to leave the rat race and conquer Southeast Asia, let me know in the comments. That's probably more. Probably get more comments about the people that are keen to upgrade their Netflix subscription and watch more TV. Let me know where you're at in life. Some people want to leave the rat race and conquer Southeast Asia. Some people love the rat race and have no plans to come to Southeast Asia. A few gaps in my expenses there that I'll probably pay for that aren't in that monthly roundup that I gave you. Health insurance. Got some health insurance. Couldn't tell you what it costs, but obviously got to pay for health insurance. What else have I got? Oh, we get the car serviced and we've got some car insurance, so got to pay for all of that. And it is what it is. And we've got money getting stacked away for Plan B as well. So if moving to Vietnam doesn't tick your box, then you've got to have a Plan B to go and do something else. Hotter than a camel's armpit out here. Anyway, if you'd like 50 eggs roasting in the sun, we've got some eggs there, we've got some cabbages there, that looks like lunch. I'm almost round at the Highlands now. I'm going to wrap this here. In the next one, I'll just talk about my goals if I can. I just don't want this to be too long. So I'll probably cut a bit out and keep it down to 20 minutes or so. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. Tell me how you're going to leave the rat race and conquer Southeast Asia. Let me know if those costs resonate with you. We're talking about $1,100 US living like a local, but already own an apartment, already own a car, so got a few things in the bag there. And that's just an indication of the daily living costs here. I mean, obviously, your daily living costs are going to be different to mine, but let me know what you think they might be. I've really enjoyed bringing this one to you. I hope it helps answer all the questions from all of you that want to know what I spend here in Ha Long Bay. I can tell you in about 5 minutes I'm going to spend 45,000 dong and buy myself a nice coffee. Stay frosty. You've been watching Vietnam Steve, and I'll see you in the next one.